Yeah, look, I think there's no doubt we're still disappointed we didn't win the Test match, but I think a lot of credit has to go to India and the way they batted in their first innings. I think that that opening partnership was outstanding and as good a batting as we've seen on the tour. And then I was really pleased by the way we scraped out over 400. I think that's really pleasing in our first innings. And then the fight we showed today with the ball. There's certainly some positives there, that's for sure. Yeah, it's pretty sore. Fortunately, I've got a few days before the next test, so I'll spend as much time as I can with Alex to get it right. It's the same problem I've had since I was 17 years of age, and I've been trying to manage it through my career. So, the next 4 days will be no different to normal when my back goes on me like this. It's about plenty of treatment, listening to the expert, and trying to get it right for the next test. My fingers are crossed. I'll be doing everything I can to give myself the best chance, that's for sure. I guess I'm always pretty positive. I touch wood, I haven't missed a test match due to injury so far in my career, and I wouldn't like this to be the first one. But again, I say if I can't perform at my best, if I'm going to let the team down, I won't be taking the field.
Rod?
No, I think it was all about taking wickets. We had to try and win the test match. And even if you defend, the best form of defence is taking wickets, in my opinion. If you want to slow scoring, whether it be in T20, one-day cricket or Test cricket, you take wickets. That's the best way to slow scoring. So, our goal was to try and take as many wickets as we could, and we knew that with 130 on the board, you never know what can happen in this game. And I thought the boys showed a lot of fight. I think they deserve a lot of credit for that. I've never played a test match that's been a dead rubber in my life, and this one certainly is no different. It's very positive that Watto's coming back. I know all the boys are looking forward to having him back. And no doubt if I'm unavailable due to my fitness, I don't know, I haven't spoken to the selectors, but I would imagine that Watto would be captain, that's for sure. I think a couple of areas. I think the fight we showed today is a real positive with the ball. To make over 400s, a good start for us as well in our first innings. That's the one thing I've been talking to the boys about. And if we can make more runs in the first innings when the wicket's at its best, and then we know the second innings in the subcontinent's always extremely hard in regards to spin, variation in bounce. I think there's a couple of areas that we've certainly improved.
Riley?
Second innings is always quite tough in the subcontinent. And I think we did, very well to make over 400 in the first innings, considering, where we were halfway through the day. And Mitchell Starke deserves a lot of credit the way he played. I'd like to see one of us in the top 5 or 6 go on and make a big 100. I think that's probably one of the major differences at the moment with India having success. They're scoring a lot more hundreds, and when they're making hundreds, they're making big hundreds. Where at this stage we're making a lot of starts, a lot of 50s. And the other area is, their bowling, their spinners are doing a fantastic job. There's no doubt about that. And we're improving, but I still see, room for improvement in all facets of the game, that's for sure. Well, look, I think credit needs to go to the Indian batters, that's for sure. And as a batting unit, that's what we're trying to do as well. Once you get in, like I say, I think we're making just as many 50s as India, but nowhere near as many hundreds. So we have to be more disciplined once we get to 50 to continue to stay nice and patient and swim between the flags, I guess, and go on and make a big score. But I don't want to take anything away from India. I think their batters throughout this series have made the most of conditions. Again, in their first innings, they're making big scores. And I think in the last 2 test matches we've shown if we can break that partnership, we've bowled really well. I think we ended up getting India out, apart from the first partnership. The other 9 wickets fell for 200 runs, 210 runs, which was a really good sign for us, and it was similar in the second innings. It's just breaking that big partnership that we need to keep working on. No, we had our plans. We looked at a lot of footage. We knew the way he played. I think his intent certainly showed us that, when the wicket's at its best and you play with good intent and you look to score, that's the best time to bat as a batter. He played very well and deserves a lot of credit, especially on his Test debut. So yeah, look, it wasn't lack of plans or lack of information. I don't think we executed our skills as well as we need to, and he capitalised on a very good start and cashed in when he got in. No, I guess like I say, we play to win first and foremost. If you can't win, you take a draw, and if you can't have a draw, then you got to deal with a loss. So. We still believe that we could win the Test. We thought there was going to be opportunities to take wickets, knowing that India were going to have to score at a decent pace. We could have, especially in that first hour when we went out and bowled, we could have taken as much time as possible and wasted time to slow the scoring and not bowl many overs, because I knew once 3:30 come around, you had to bowl 15 overs in the last hour. But I don't think that's the way we play our cricket. Like I say, we try and win. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. We couldn't get a draw, so we deal with a loss. But I think our players deserve a lot of credit by the way they tried their best. Our fast bowlers worked their absolute backside off, and we're very close to hanging on for a draw. I think it's probably a very fair indication at where both teams are at. I don't want to talk for India, but for the Australian team, it's probably a fair indication. We're playing some really good, consistent cricket at home back in Australia in conditions we're very used to, very accustomed to, but we're not performing as well as we'd like when we go overseas in conditions we're not used to. So that's an area we've spoken about as a group for a while now, over the past 12 months, and we continue to work hard on that. But it's as disappointing as it is that we can't win the series now, or can't level the series, and we're 3-0 down. I think the players individually and the team has learned a lot over the first 3 Test matches, and we'd love to go home with a win in this last Test in Delhi. Oh, the boys will be motivated, that's for sure. We'd really like to win a Test match before we go home, so I don't think I'll have any dramas there. It's just about us continuing to learn from the past 3 Test matches. Guys are working really hard on their games. They're seeing conditions they've never seen before. So yeah, look, the boys will be motivated, and we'll be doing everything we can to win this last Test match. It's always hard when you're losing, that's for sure. You want to win every game you play, so I can guarantee you all the boys in that change room are disappointed that we haven't had as much success as we would have liked on this tour. But it's not from lack of work. We're working as hard as we can. We're trying to get better. And like I say, I'd really love to finish on a high and win this last Test in Delhi.